Hello, listeners. If you've enjoyed these narrations, please click on that like and subscribe button. It was my first night shift. Working extra at a gas station is pretty far from every boy's dream, but it pays the bills. I was hell-bent on not having any other opportunity slip out of my hands because of money. One small investment and a small move to Minneapolis and I would have had a six-figure salary, but I just couldn't find the funds. So there I was, stocking the shelves at a gas station. Money is money, and there's plenty of future to go around, I figure. I had worked a few shifts before then, so I knew the place well enough. However, I wasn't sure that being left alone for the night shift before was such a good idea. This was the first time I'd be completely unsupervised. Jada, my supervisor, was about to take off for the night. She had kept repeating the same instructions over and over. And then again, this place had a huge turnover. Maybe she honestly forgot that I wasn't that new. "No phones," she urged. "If you got a slow night, make yourself useful and do some work." Just nod and smile, I thought to myself. I decided to get the worst task out of the way early. Cleaning the bathrooms, restocking the freezers, taking out the trash, and checking the receipt rolls, watering all of the plants. All of the tedious work that I was sure I wouldn't want to do later on. It took me about an hour all in all. It wasn't even midnight yet, and I was pretty much done for the night. I considered mopping the floor, but I figured I would save that for later. I'd been useful enough. I was on my fourth game of teamfight tactics when I realized I'd forgotten my name tag. No big deal really, but I figured I might as well fetch it. The manager's office was usually locked, but tonight I had the keys to it. So I opened the door and started to go through the drawers. It didn't take me long to find the name tags. There was an entire box of them. At first I thought they were all blanks, but I started going through them, and I realized that they were all previous employees. Sure, this place did have a high turnover, but this? We're talking about hundreds of people easily. This was ridiculous. I admit, this is where I started asking myself some questions. During the day shift, there was always someone new, someone being trained or interviewed. I had only been there for about a week, and I was already feeling like a veteran. The only people who seemed to be regular there was the managers, Jada, Kennedy, and Alyssa. They seemed decent enough, so why were so many people quitting? As I got back behind the register, I realized there was a customer outside, literally just outside the door. I waved at them, but I could tell there was something off. They were just standing there. But they were so close that the automatic door should have opened, and yet the door remained closed. It was a man, maybe his late 30s, scraggly beard, and a rough red shirt. Bit of a chunky look with the sunken bloodshot eyes, and a natural frown. He just stared at me. I waved for him to come in again, but I got no response. "Can I help you, sir?" I called out. Nothing. Not even a blink. I pulled out a chair and sat down. The man stayed outside looking in. I tried not to think about it, but it was bothering me. I couldn't see his car anywhere on the cameras, and he didn't seem to want anything. I couldn't tell if he was on drugs or just being weird. I gave him a few minutes, but he just stood there, and finally I got up out of my chair. "Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." He didn't seem to listen. He was a bit shorter than me, but he was a good 50 pounds on me. He would be a tough brawl. "I don't want to call the police, sir. So, can I help you with something?" I said. I pulled out my phone and held it up for him to see, and I dialed the numbers and held up for him to see as well, but still, he didn't budge. And then my phone rang. An unknown caller. It was just past midnight. Without letting the unnerving man out of my sight, I took the call. "Yeah?" I answered. "Please don't hang up," a voice on the other end said. "You're in danger and I can help you." I was getting nervous. I wandered back and forth and watched those bloodshot eyes follow me. "Who is this?" I asked. "I'm Angie," the voice responded. "I used to work there, same shift, same managers. I wanted to warn you." I'd seen an Angie tag in the box earlier, maybe even several. She sounded young and nervous as hell. "In a few hours, something terrible is going to happen," she continued. "And if you're not out of there by then, you might as well be dead." "What are you talking about?" "Look outside." I'd been looking outside this entire time, but I'd been entirely focused on this one man outside the front door, but from across the road I could see more people, about a dozen lumbering out of the woods. "I need you to leave," she said. "Just walk out. Nothing will happen if you just walk away. Nothing can come for you." Who are these people? What's gonna happen? I don't know what... "Look," she interrupted. "It is perfectly simple. Just walk out of the door." Something in me screamed for me not to do it, that I shouldn't step outside and walk past these people. They felt malicious and I couldn't put my finger on why. Still, though, I stepped up to the door. Leaving seemed like the obvious choice. Strangely, it didn't open. "It won't open," I said. "Hold on. They want to keep you in there. They don't want you to leave. They want you to stay and die." "Die?" I asked. "What do you mean?" I stopped my pacing. Something was wrong. Was I locked inside? "Tell me exactly what is about to happen," I demanded. "Something is in there with you," Angie sighed. "It could be 5 minutes, it could be a few hours, but that thing in there, it is coming for you." "And what are we talking about?" The man with the bloodshot eyes had 2 people joining him, a young man with a grotesque overbite and a young woman who could easily be mistaken for a child. All of them stared at me with the same broken eyes and rough clothes. They stopped inches short of the front door. "It doesn't have a name," Angie said, "but it'll leave you empty. It'll leave you like the people out front." "But if I leave, I'll be okay?" "Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you." "Well, hold on, let me go check the back." I hurried back to the employee's entrance and I pressed down on the cold handle and the door swung open. Outside, there was another group of 4 people, 2 young men and an older woman, and a girl no more than 16 years old. They all stared at me. I couldn't tell if they were drawn to me or the store. I stopped short of stepping through the door. "Why do they come here?" I asked Angie. "They serve their master. They want the spoils." "What spoils? What?" I thought about it. She was talking about me. "Right," I said, nodding to myself. "I see. Are you at the back door yet? Are you there?" Yeah, I'm here." "Just walk out," she whispered. "It's not too late." I was just about to walk out when a thought hit me. Why would they lock the front door but not the back? That didn't make any sense. If the purpose was to keep me here, they could easily lock the back door and barricade it. Something didn't add up. "The door is open," I said. "Great, you can still make it." "Why wouldn't they lock the back door, Angie?" She hesitated, and there was a brief pause. "If they locked me in here to hurt me, why wouldn't they just lock the back door?" I repeated. I don't know," she said, "but you have to trust me. They gave me the keys, Angie. They go everywhere. I can lock and unlock this door 100 times. What's going on?" "They don't usually do that." I closed the door and stepped back, 4 less pairs of eyes staring at me. "Look," said Angie. "I was the last person to leave. They screwed up. I found a spare key and got out before I was too late. Maybe they figured I'd warn you. Maybe they're trying to trick you." "Sure, yeah," I chuckled. "Convenient." "I'm trying to help you," she cried out. "Those things out there are to discourage you from going outside. They're harmless, but they're there to scare you. Can't you see this is all of a way to keep you in there?" I got one person screaming at me to go outside, and no one to tell me to stay. No locked doors, just plenty of creeps staring at me. What am I supposed to believe? "Fine. You want more proof? Call the police. Hang up and call them." I ended the call. There were 8 people out front by now, all gathered outside the front door. I couldn't tell if they were trying to get in or if they were just waiting for me to step out. I called the emergency services, only to be met with silence. Not even a dial tone, just a blank nothing. I tried a few more numbers, my mom, my friends. I tried going online, but all I could get was cached copies of sites that I had already been before. My background pictures had changed to a blank screen. But there was something else. Something had started to smell. The freshly stocked frozen goods had suddenly gone bad, and a stench was oozing out of the freezers. Our flowers by the counter had withered and died, all except the sunflowers, which turned a sickly blue. I wasn't getting through to anyone. Being inside was awful. The single-serving frozen meals were making me gag. I figured I'd just go for the landline. As I got into the manager's office, I got another call on my phone. Unknown caller. Looking back and forth between my phone and the landline, I weighed my options. I decided to choose Angie. "How are you getting through?" I asked her. "How do you know my number?" "I still got the email password. I just checked your application." "But how come your number works? Everything else is down." "I'm calling from a private network," she said. "They don't know there's a way in." "They?" I asked. I thought it was just one thing. "No, they're working together. People don't just go missing without someone noticing." "So there's like an intelligence behind it? A conspiracy?" "Yes, exactly. People come and go in these places all the time. Are they paying you under the table?" "They figured it was sort of a trial and no paperwork, no missing people, no records, just a bunch of name tags." It sort of made sense in a way, but I needed more. I needed proof. There had to be something. "Why didn't you call me earlier then?" I asked. "You could have called me as soon as I got the job or as soon as my shift started." "I had to make sure Jada wasn't around," she said. "She would have tried to trick you." "I'm not so sure that you're not trying to trick me." "Why would I spend my time calling you from across the country just for you to fail?" she screamed. "If I was part of this, I would have just let you sit there with your stupid team fighter tactics and die." She went quiet, and so did I. I counted my breaths as I looked outside, and there was more of them now. "How did you know what I was playing?" I asked. She didn't respond, and the silence hung in the air. "I'm asking you, how did you know what I was playing?" She just stayed as quiet as the man with the bloodshot eyes, still waiting for me outside the door. "You're watching. You knew I was alone. You knew I was getting antsy about the guy showing up outside." "Yeah," she sighed. "You tried to get me out as soon as he showed up. You tried to trick me before there was too many of them to scare me off." That's not," she sighed, and I could hear heavy breathing. As I paced back and forth, I was getting ready to hang up. This was a trick. She was just the one tricking me, clearly trying to get me outside to join those things. Okay, look, I know this looks bad," she said. "I know, and I'm sorry. You have to honestly just trust me. I'm trying to find a way to help you." This time, I was the one keeping quiet. I walked up to the door, studying the people outside, their blank stares following my every move. I felt like a snake charmer, like they could snap up at me at any time. "As I said, I have the passwords for everything. I'm the only one who knows them. I just wanted to give you the best shot at getting out of there. I hoped they wouldn't have come tonight, but as soon as they did, I had to do something." "You're not being honest with me." "I'm not lying. I'm just having a hard time explaining it. There's a lot of things about this that all sounds completely insane. I don't want to throw you off the deep end." "Just give it to me straight," I demanded. "Tell me what is coming for me." "It's not a thing. Like, not real. It's there, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It just steps through." "Steps through what?" "The world, the air, a ripple in time or something. It just steps in and it's there." "And then what?" "Then it shoves some kind of mouse spike into your head and gargles up something inside." "A mouse spike? What the hell are you—" "Yes, a spike. And no, I mean, it goes into your mouth. It doesn't have a mouth of its own. It just goes into you and gone. Game over." I didn't know what to think. My mind was a jumble of mess, and I felt my pulse rising and falling. There was over 18 people outside in various states of disarray, all of them just staring at me. If I just step outside, I'd know for sure. What does it look like? Does it... The lights flickered. There was a loud hum, a buzz, and then an electric failure. One of the fluorescent lights burnt out while the others just slowly dimmed to nothing. This was real. It was make or break by this point. Something was happening. The lights went out, I whispered. Is this... Now! Angie screamed. Get out now! I ran. I tripped and tumbled my way into the back room in complete darkness. I almost twisted my ankle as I bumped into the lunch table. I could barely hear my own thoughts, and I had to remind myself to breathe. The roof of my mouth was aching, as if anticipating a piercing pain. I could feel my head filling with blood and adrenaline as my dry eyes refused to blink. As I put my hands on the back door, I did the mistake of pulling inside instead of pushing. It took me 3 tries before a thought hit me. I couldn't see the sign on the door because of the darkness. In fact, I couldn't see anything. Nothing. Angie? I wheezed, putting the phone to my ear. Are you there? Hurry, she screamed. You can still make it. How did you see it? The thing was huge, it just... No. How did you see it in complete darkness? You said the lights went out. It was right there. I can't see the sign on the back door. How the hell did you see a spike? Look, And to add to that, how the hell did you know what it does with that spike? You've never seen that thing kill. You said you were the last one to work this shift, and the thing sure as hell didn't kill you. You're missing the point. It doesn't add up, Angie. None of this adds up. You couldn't have seen it, and there's no way that you know how it kills. I stood there in the dark, and I heard Angie's panting on the other side, matching my breathing. You're the one lying to me, Angie. You're not trying to save me. She stopped breathing. For about a minute, it was just quiet. And then the call ended. A wave washed over me. I was either dead or saved. There was no in between. I was moments from finding out. Every little sound shook me. A breeze just outside, a crackling wire, ventilation struggling to turn back on. I hadn't even noticed my hand was on the back door. You lied to me, I said out loud. You did, and I caught you. There was a sound coming from the other side of the door, a shuffling of feet. Yes, said Angie, from the other side of the door. I must have stood there for an hour until the power came back on. The people outside were gone. Angie was gone. My phone worked just fine, so I called everyone and just cried for help. The police found me locked in the bathroom in a full panic, and I could barely even remember being escorted out. Cameras had picked up a mob gathering outside, but that was pretty much it. They couldn't be identified from the back of their heads. And Jada and the other managers were called in, and they seemed genuinely surprised. I've since looked it up. 100 people started and quitting their jobs in places like this isn't uncommon. People come and go all the time. The managers honestly didn't know why people disappeared, it seems. Maybe this is just how things work. Or maybe there's more than one Angie out there preying on short-term workers. And the front door? There was no conspiracy there. The thing just jams sometimes. Some kind of trouble with the wiring. If I'd messed with it just a bit, the thing would have kicked wide open. The broken door was the only thing that saved me from joining them that night. I would have walked right out there as soon as Angie asked me to. I worked there for another 4 months, but only day shifts and weekends. The night shifts seemed to go off without a hitch though. Maybe Angie and her friends moved on from an easy meal. I saved up enough money to move back to Minneapolis, but I've never forgiven myself if I didn't put this into writing. Looking back at it, it feels so unreal. There are things out there. Things that want us to join them in the night.